Turning around and saying you're going to nail the diminished scale in a month might be possible for some of you if you've got a college level music education. But if you're just starting out, it ain't going to happen yet. So don't set yourself unreasonable goals. You're going to become frustrated. You know, they're going to lead to a lot of frustration. Hi there, welcome along to today's vlog. It's been a long while since I've uttered those words, and it's been certainly a long while since I've been able to do those regularly. There is a major reason for that, which I can't go into right now, but all I can tell you is it has been resolved, it's over, and I'm hoping now that I will have the freedom and more time to be able to make you more YouTube videos as I used to. Maybe not to the frequency that I used to, but certainly back on it and making content for you guys. So please do hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Give me a like if you have been here for a while. We'll be approaching nearly 8 years on YouTube for Dan's vlogs soon. Where we eventually end up, I don't know, but I really want to get to 700 vlogs. We're around about the 670 mark at the moment, so there's definitely 30 or 40 vlogs coming your way. We've lots and lots of stuff coming up this year. I've got a few Coffee with Dans lined up that I want to get into, including interviews with the guys who worked through the Michael Brecker practice book. I've got some practice strategies we're going to talk about today, the daily practice planner, which you can get below. See the link below. I'm just asking you to buy me a very cheap coffee. I can't even buy a coffee in Starbucks for the amount I'm actually asking you to pay for me. £3, what's that, $4, something like that. And it will transform your practice, I'm sure. I've taken this down this year. I'm not using it because mainly it just looks a bit untidy when I was on camera on Zoom calls, but it is part of the practice planner package, which you can find below. And I've gone, I think it's rock bottom prices. Anyway, let's talk about this journal practice planner. Probably not the catchiest name in the world, but you'll see as we go through it what I'm aiming and hoping to help you do with this basic planner. Now, it has to be underpinned that the best way to go about mastering this is to get some one-on-one lessons coaching with me via the sax.coach website. So first off, we've got a standard like we had on the wall here, like I spoke about last time, cross the days off you practice. Okay, that way I think after a month you will have an indicator of how much you can actually practice. I think after 2 to 3 months you'll have an honest idea of how much you can actually practice. You might be one of those people, one of those amazing people who can manage to practice every single day, get that crossing. I think the most I've ever managed is 206 days consecutive practice. Now, that's great if you can make that, but I doubt it. With most people's schedules, it's quite difficult to do. But at least what you get is an accurate reflection of how often you can practice, which then allows you to go to the next page, which is your monthly goals. And I think that's really important. I wanted to do this video at the start of the year. I missed the boat there, so I'm doing it at the end of January, which might help some of you, might not. And what we want to do, we want to set monthly goals, okay? So within that, you might have a transcription project you're working on. You might have a piece that you're learning to play. You may have a music exam coming up or a workshop. Speaking of which, let's pause there. I am thrilled to be doing a saxophone workshop on March the 24th for the Phoenix Saxophone Orchestra in Market Harbour, right in the centre of England. It's kind of not far from, it's sort of halfway between Birmingham and Cambridge in a place called Market Harbour. Obviously I just said that, but near Kettering. Not too far away from most people. It'd be about an hour and a half up from London if you were coming from London. They're a fantastic bunch of guys, and I'm really looking forward to getting to go through the workshop. I'll be talking some of the workshop about this daily practice planner. We'll also be dealing with the pentatonic scale, how you can master it, how you can get through it, and all those different things. So we've got the monthly goals. Your monthly goals will change month on month. Some of them may carry on through. You may decide to keep a particular transcription project or a particular scale or a lick through a series of months. So you may say, I want to get to this point. Again, that's where a teacher or a coach can step in and give you some realistic advice of what you should be aiming to do by a certain time. Turning around and saying you're going to nail the diminished scale in a month might be possible for some of you if you've got a college level music education. But if you're just starting out, it ain't going to happen yet. So don't set yourself unreasonable goals. You're going to become frustrated. You know, they're going to lead to a lot of frustration. And then on the next page, we have the daily practice planner. And the idea is with the daily practice planner is that there are 2 or 3 of them per month in the book, but you can print one off each day you practice. The idea is get a folder, store them in Polly Pockets, whatever, get them stored, and then you can reflect back on what you are practicing on and what you're not. And it might be useful again to go through with a teacher or a coach and audit what you're doing on your practice. So what we start off with, as I've always said, is you start with long tones, then you do your scales. You might do a particular scale shape, dyads, triads, arpeggios, a lick or a pattern or an idea in all 12 keys. Extracts, all the difficult bits from your pieces, okay? If you're working on specific classical pieces, you might have to work on a small amount of things and go through that. Work on your transcription project. All of us should be transcribing something. And when I say transcription, I'm not necessarily meaning writing it out by hand and dictating, oral dictation of the piece. I'm talking about learning a solo off a recording. That's really, really important. Then you've got songs or standards. We all should be learning songs. Music is about playing songs and tunes, yeah? So learn some songs. Great place to start might be the Play Me a Song course on the Sax.coach website, where I'm taking you through 24 different songs. We're looking at them in detail. We're trying to extract one particular part of learning objective from each piece and apply that to our knowledge in the wider context. Then I've said etudes. So many of us just start with etudes, okay? Whether it's Bob Mintzer's, Greg Fishman's, or other people's. We just go into etudes and just play those particular pieces. They're not the place to start your practice. It's better than not practicing. But what you should do with those pieces is put them later in the practice when you've done the really important things like long tones and scales. They're the things that will make you better. Then I said jam session with a master. Sometimes it's really useful to put on a Sonny Rollins recording. I say record, obviously most of us now do it through our computer. Blow along to Sonny, okay, or Coltrane, or Joe Henderson, or Dexter Gordon, or Charlie Parker, or Sonny Stitt, or etc., etc. Paul Desmond in the Dave Brubeck Quartet. When I was ever with that, it's too early in the morning. It's only 8:24. I've not had a coffee yet. I'm trying to get this video in for you guys today. And then journal. On the back page of this or elsewhere, or keep a little practice, keep a little notebook. What's working for you in your practice? Record it there and then. Don't leave it until you get to a lesson or a coaching session or a workshop. Journal down, what are you applying? And be honest with yourself. One of the reasons it's so important to be honest is if you go to a teacher coach, if you came to me for a one-on-one, whether it's on Zoom or in person, and you have a journal, I'll be able to see. And there may be, you're avoiding doing stuff because you don't like a particular exercise. There might be another exercise that you could do. My ebooks there, particularly for long tones, there's 20 long tone exercises in the 2 volumes. There's the scales book, there's the finger busters book. There's plenty of exercises there that if you work through those and spread them over a 10-day period, you're going to work on everything, which is going to really help you. And finally, the most important thing, listen. Some of you might know I've been lecturing at university since September, and I keep saying, and the students there keep coming up against problems because they don't do enough listening. You must listen. It's so, so, so important. Heading into Cambridge, nothing to do with practice, but the beard's starting to look a bit tatty and the hair a bit too grey. So not getting it dyed, just getting it sculpted, or my ears lowered, or more fashionably known as a haircut and a beard trim. I'll often go to these Turkish barbers, but Lydia always says there's only one guy who gets my beard done properly, and that's Tom. So we're on our way to Tom's. Well, that feels and I hope looks a lot better. What are the barriers, though, do you think you have in terms of being able to practice? What is it that gets in the way of your practice? Make sure you put a comment in below. For me, it's time. And if I don't plan time, it never happens. You can never find time, you have to plan the time. And that's the thing, isn't it? Time is limited. No matter what you're doing, time's limited. And what I hope you'll be able to do with this practice journal is be realistic about what you can achieve during your practice, and most of all, maximize that practice time. Because if you're just noodling and you're not just doing etudes, okay, of course that's better than doing nothing, but it's not maximizing your practice time. And I hope this practice planner will help you do that. So, links below. It's £3. You can order it now. It's a virtual downloadable PDF. It'll pop over to your email as soon as you've ordered it. Let me know how you get on with it. And wouldn't it be great if we're all sat here in a year's time going, do you know what, this transformed our practice and we can do it again next year. And you don't need to order it off me again next year. I've kind of just done myself in there, haven't I? Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe and there's more vlogs on the way. See you soon. Bye bye now.